Hi everybody, my name is Itai Sharfi and I'm an adjunct professor at Cal State Fulton. Many of my students have asked me, what's the best way to apply to a position? And at this video, I would like to share with you 6 different ways by which you can have an effective application to a job posting. Before we start, I want to highlight why you should avoid relying and submitting through just a standard online application. Many people would apply through job sites. However, there is some challenges with this approach. First, this is an impersonal process. It's very hard to know who you are and what your personality is like, what the fit is. We can only see your resume. So often it's better to come through a referral who can say some positive things about you. Second, it's very highly competitive. It gets flooded by applications. There are many systems of people that might send thousands of resumes. It's very hard to elevate yourself above the noise. You also need to go through additional steps, like for example, automated screening. This is risky because maybe if your keywords were not right, or maybe you were just borderline, or otherwise you might get an interview, you might get overlooked as a result of that. In addition, there are long wait times. When you apply through a person, that person can ask, hey, how's the application doing? And usually there will be some responsiveness. And overall, it's a very low conversion rate. So I would like to share with you 6 different ways to apply to a position that you found. First, obviously, is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a phenomenal tool to apply to job applications. You can apply through cold connection, reaching out to relevant professionals, or through warm connections, people you might have some mutual acquaintance. Now, it's important to understand that this person from the other side, how they will read your your LinkedIn message. I receive many of them throughout the year. Be clear of what you expect this other person to do. If you would ask them, for example, for maybe like a coffee chat, they might not reply. But if you say, hey, I've seen this position, would you mind applying into it? Why not? Often they get paid for a referral. The second way is to utilize warm leads. Probably you have other colleagues that may know people at certain companies, especially the large companies. Maybe you have friends, acquaintances, maybe even a professor, who knows? Those people can either provide you insights on how to apply for those companies, or a connection, they might just be able to apply you there. So do use those warm leads that you have. How do you know that you have a warm lead? Ask, or again, check on LinkedIn. The third is when you're reaching out to a person, please do consider your shared background and interest. For example, alumni networks. People who attended certain university might have better success reaching to alumni of that university. If you're sharing a similar background interest, hey, I had 2 people that approached me that had similar names than mine. Anything goes. If you can establish some connection through shared experiences, that could be really useful at having this other person liking you and interested in going that extra step. The fourth way to get a referral is to engage with public speakers online. When people speak online through webinars or sessions, they have their email, they have their contact, and you can reach out to them and ask them questions. You can ask them questions about the presentation. You can even follow up and say, hey, I really like what you're talking about. I'm very interested in this topic. Here's a couple of things I've done in this area. I saw that you have an open position. Would you mind having me apply to this and referring me? The fifth way is to network at in-person events. There are many industry events where you can find different companies. There is hackathons, there are meetups in many companies, and in general, it's not that very difficult if you're interested in a certain company to find a place where they present or where they talk, even locally. Do go to those events and you can network your way and have your referral through that. The sixth is this is especially true if you are a university student. Remember, you can always invite speakers and you can also build a personal brand around that. So When you're inviting a speaker, you can specialize. You can say, hey, this is the AI club at, let's say, Cal State Fulton, and invite AI speakers. It's a very easy way to engage with speakers, demonstrate that you're interested in a certain field, and getting a referral for their companies. You can also cultivate a strong online presence. Now, you might say, how do I become an expert if I'm not an expert, let's say in a certain field, let's say if it's databases or AI or whatever that is. Remember, you can always interview people. You can interview experts, and by that, establishing your brand as, again, somebody who has some expertise or at least interested in that field. I hope you found those six different ways to get a referral useful. And if you like the content, please subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you very much.